How to write a business letter. Today, we are going to learn how to write a business letter. A business letter has 6 main parts: the sender's address, the date, the inside address, the salutation, the body, and the closing remarks. Part 1. The sender's address. The sender's address is included at the top of the letter, one line above the date. Do not write the sender's name or title only. Make sure to include the street address, city, and zip code. Part 2. The date. The date is included to identify when the letter was written. If the letter was written over several days, use the date when the letter was finished. Part 3. The inside address. The inside address should include the name and the title of the person you are sending the letter to, the name of the business, and the complete address. The inside address begins one line below the date. Part 4. The salutation. The salutation is the greeting, such as Dear Principal Matthews. The name and title should match the inside address. Also, the salutation should be followed by a colon. Part 5. The body. In the first paragraph, introduce yourself and state your agenda. While you are writing the next paragraph, expand on why you are writing with background information and important details. The last paragraph should restate the purpose of the letter. You can also thank the person to whom you are writing and offer to answer any related questions. Part 6. The closing. The closing begins one line after the last body paragraph. Capitalize the first word of the closing and follow it with a comma. Don't forget to leave a space for the signature. 4 lines between the closing and the sender's printed name. Format and tone margins. The top margin should be 2 inches and all other margins should be 1 inch block format. The entire letter is single-spaced and left justified, which means you do not indent any of the paragraphs. Have a professional tone, be as clear and concise as possible, use formal language, avoid the use of contractions, and double-check for errors in grammar and spelling. You now have the knowledge of writing a professional business letter. Proper folding of a letter. Now, I would like to demonstrate to you how to properly fold a letter and place it into an envelope. Here's a letter. As you can see, the letterhead is at the top. I want to make this paper and visualize 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Take the bottom, 1/3 fold it up toward the top. Make sure that your lines on the sides are even and the edges of your paper, and then crease it really nicely. Through here, of course you need clean hands. Don't do it with a fingernail because you may get fingernail polish on it as well. Then you'll take the top half and you'll fold it down towards the bottom. When you do, the top will not reach all the way to the very first fold. In fact, ideally, it should be about 1/2 of an inch. If you're right-handed, then you will take the very first fold that you made, holding it with your thumb as such. Here's the envelope, and I will then turn it open. Open the flap of my envelope so that the very most recent fold goes in first. This is what it will look like going into the envelopes. As you can see, the very first fold that you made is the last thing to go in. So your letter goes to its intended recipient through the mail. When they get it and they open the envelope, then you can see that when they open it, the letterhead is on top. This is very important, by the way, because let's say for an example, if someone stuffed the envelope incorrectly, you see how it's backwards. If they stuffed it like this, then when it reaches its destination and someone takes it out, of course, the letter is not very friendly. That way, they'd have to turn it over and then turn it up. And if it was folded all the way backwards like this, when they get it, I open it up and their letter is upside down. So in order to make it a really good impression, just remember to fold bottom 1/3 up, top 1/3 down. Grab the open area. That means that the last fold goes in first. Then when you open it, your letterhead is shiny. Now, that is the proper way of folding a letter.